Hey guys, welcome to... God. My intros have been so bad lately, dude. Whatever. Hey you guys, welcome back to Gameday Everyday. This is episode 49 and a half. Okay,
Yep.
We're doing 49 and a half because we're still working on episode 50. 50 is a big milestone for us, Gus. We filmed it a few days ago, so we got to edit and stuff, put our favorite moments in there.
So expect that to come out soon.
Yeah, probably next week. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into these Game Day Everyday headlines. The first headline, Washington is going to the World Series in the ALCS. The Nationals are going to the World Series.
Yeah, Nationals straight up dominated the series, and we saw it straight from the start. It was a tragedy for the Cardinals because, I mean, their hitting was pretty poor overall.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad to see that.
I mean, we saw this showcase in the first game. Anibal Sanchez with his no-hitter through 7 innings, which was incredible.
That's an all-time performance.
And then the night after, Max Scherzer with a no-hitter through 8 innings.
That's insane.
This
Nationals team was really underrated. They showed up.
They have a great starting rotation, especially with Corbin, Sanchez, Scherzer. You got Strasburg, who's a veteran. So you got a really good starting rotation. And, of course, they've always been iffy on the relieving side, of course.
Right.
But, I mean, because Doolittle hasn't had the greatest season, let's be real. But what I saw from the series wasn't, of course, it was the pitching, but also I saw a lot of really amazing hitting from this team.
For sure.
Lots
of home runs.
Juan Soto, he played pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
My MVP pick for the NL, Anthony Rendon.
Mm-hmm.
He played incredible. Michael Taylor showed up a bit. And then Howie Kendrick, surprisingly. 36 years old. Still got it, so.
Hey.
He's playing pretty well.
I don't know. Baseball isn't really like an age game, I don't think.
It can be.
I don't know. I mean,
name a lot of players who were good in their late 30s. Other than pitchers.
I mean, you could put Beltray in there. Beltray was still decent.
Beltray was consistent, but he wasn't, like, amazing.
So he wasn't all-star level.
Okay, you name one player. I'll give you that one. Name a couple others.
Derek Jeter?
Derek Jeter was not good for the last couple of years of his career.
Oh, well then.
It was like Kobe in his late careers.
What's that guy from the Twins? I forgot his name. Oh, Joe Mauer. There we go.
Joe Mauer?
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
No?
No, he really declined. His numbers dropped dramatically.
Okay. No, I mean, those are the players that come to mind. I mean, big names.
I mean, Wade Boggs didn't even have a good end to his career. Cliff Floyd didn't really do too well in the end of his career. I mean, only guy I can really name is maybe Barry Bonds, who was on steroids. And then probably, I mean...
Yeah, I guess
Tony
there's
Gwynn?
not a lot, yeah.
Tony Gwynn, probably. I think he had a pretty solid end of his career. So, it's very few. So
no, boys, but...
Howie Kendrick, it's pretty impressive to see him do that at his age.
No, right. But, yeah, congrats to the Nats, man. And I honestly hope they win the series, man.
From a Mets fan, and I don't usually like you guys, but... Congrats, and I really hope you do beat either the Astros or the Yankees, because I hate both of those teams with a passion.
The second headline is the LeBron controversy. LeBron was talking about the Daryl Morey situation in China.
Yeah, and if you aren't aware of the quote, I'll tell you it right now. LeBron stated, "I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke, and so many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, and... spiritually." So he was talking about Daryl Morey.
Yeah.
We recapped this in the last episode.
Right.
Daryl Morey was talking about the whole China thing.
Mm-hmm. And the protests and everything.
Yeah, against, of course, China trying to take over Hong Kong. LeBron just claimed that Daryl Morey was not educated on the situation.
If he wasn't educated, why is he talking about it?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to talk on a public stage like that, you got to be educated about it.
Right.
And for LeBron to side with a group that, let's be real, we don't usually take political sides here, but I agree with the protesters. I think they have a right to do that.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, it's...
For China to shut them down like that is wrong, and especially the way they're treating them.
Communist, man.
So for the fact that, LeBron is not siding with a group who are being, physically abused and all that.
Yeah. I mean,
And
that's kind of a bad look, but I mean, this is also what LeBron does. LeBron stands for what he believes in the league or what's going on in the league or outside
I don't
the league.
think this is a LeBron situation that he was standing for. I think LeBron was siding with a little bit of money this time. Because if you think about it, Nike has a lot of connections with China. They don't want to lose their connections with China because
that's actually a great point.
that's their main manufacturing area. I mean, you don't want to lose a big business partner like that.
Right.
And the guy who has your richest contract on, on paper, it's hard to see that. So I think it was definitely a business standpoint from LeBron. But in this situation, you don't call out another guy for being uneducated about a situation that they believe and support in. So.
Yeah. I'm also going to add that China or something said that, Adam Silver should be fired.
No.
For
China stated that Daryl Morey should be fired.
Yeah. Sorry, not Adam Silver.
Adam Silver stepped in and said, no, we do not believe that Daryl Morey will not be fired or serve any repercussions or any of that.
Right.
Which is amazing. Adam Silver proves again why he's one of the greatest one of the greatest commissioners I've seen in sports.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great. Adam, so I like that he stands, for whatever.
Because if this was Stern,
Stern would definitely fire him or fine him or something.
Would have done something.
Yeah.
So the fact that Adam Silver's letting him stand up for what he believes in is pretty incredible in its own right.
Good job, Adam Silver. We're proud of you.
Yeah, and another good thing to add on to the list that he did.
Heck
so.
yeah.
So I think that covers it for headlines.
Yeah. I guess we can move on to the NFL, boys. The Cowboys, we've been on a little bit of a struggle these past 3 games. Dak Prescott is not looking good. He's thrown, 2 TDs and 4 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
His completion percentage has dropped. But, I mean, also he's lost Amari. He's lost Randall Cobb. He lost Tyron Smith, Lionel Collins. This man is losing every... Yes, whatever. All right, he's losing people, but, I don't see those as excuses because Dak, he literally almost threw us back into those 2 games down 31-3 and down, whatever, how many we were down to the Jets. So, it really all comes down to the defense to me.
No, yeah, but it also comes down to the offense because if you're still down 31-3 at half, why did you only put up 3 points?
Right, and add on to that, they've only scored 9 points in the first half of these 3 games.
But if you aren't aware, of course, Cowboys fans, we've been through it all. We've dealt with everything so far. This past weekend, the Cowboys played the 0-4 Jets.
Mm-hmm.
My second favorite team behind the Cowboys.
So in a way, you were happy with the win.
No, I wasn't.
Okay, good.
I wanted the Jets to lose every game this year so we can get the first pick. But that's besides the point. So Mono Man's back. Sam Darnold back at quarterback. And Jets pile up big on the first half.
The Jets looked good, man. Our defense, man, it's slow and sluggish. I don't know what's going on with Van Der Esch and Smith. I just don't know what's going on. I don't know why they're not reaching their expectations of being Pro Bowlers.
Jets just made a lot of big plays. They had some big strides, and I don't think Cowboys are capable of making big plays, especially when Amari Cooper comes out after 1 catch. It's just scary. I don't know, and this is bringing me to my main point.
Mm.
Jason Garrett, I think, is responsible for everything in the past 9 years.
Right. Well,
he's the head coach.
I mean, he's responsible, but I mean, for a lot of the situations we've been in, hasn't been like any of our fault. It's been the officiating.
You said it best. This is one of the most talented teams you've ever seen as a Cowboys fan.
Yes.
If Bill Parcells was coaching this team, I think this team would be a Super Bowl team. But since Jason Garrett's
this team is a Super Bowl team.
Not with Jason Garrett as a head coach.
Dude.
When Jason Garrett wins a head coach, I'll say he's the greatest coach of all time. I wouldn't mind saying that.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's a good coach at all. He hasn't shown me anything. He had, 4 straight 8-8 seasons?
Yes, but I mean, he's also had
that
winning
is the
seasons.
definition of mediocrity.
He's had winning
seasons. The definition.
Seasons.
You had a prime Des Bryant on your team. You had Miles Austin coming off the tail end of his career. You also had Jason Witten still in whatever peak that was in his career. I mean, he's always been consistent.
Jason Garrett has had maybe 2 or 3 seasons where we could have done something.
And what has he done? Okay, I'll give you the pass.
2014.
I'll give you 2014 as a pass because Dez did catch it.
Yes, 2009. That was when Romo fumbled, right? Or
Did he coach '09? I thought that was.
Oh, no.
That was Phillips.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
Wade
yeah,
Phillips.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, so he's only been here since 10.
Yeah, 10.
Okay. But no, then yeah, I guess 2014 is the only season he's had.
And
Yeah.
then-
Yeah, look, there's 50%, 50%, 50%, 75%, 25%, 81%, 56. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, mediocrity. His total win-loss percentage is 56.
That is the definition of mediocrity,
Yeah,
my
no,
friend.
yeah, for sure. And
Um,
it's really hard to say, man.
It just... Yeah, I think Tony Romo said it best when he was covering the game because
Yeah.
he was one of the broadcasters.
Mhm.
And Tony's a guy, of course, who's played under Jason Garrett for the
Right.
majority of his career.
Mhm.
He even said, coming out at half, this offense has a lot of Jason Garrett's fingerprints all over it.
Mhm. Yeah.
I think it's starting to show... I don't know. This is just a conspiracy.
Mhm.
We're not the biggest conspiracy theorists around here. But I do have a conspiracy that maybe first 3 games, Kellen Moore was calling all the plays and calling all the shots on offense.
Yeah.
And maybe Jason Garrett,
Was like, uh-oh, my job might
my
be.
job's on the line.
Yeah.
Maybe started calling more of the plays on offense, started getting, more introduced with the offense.
Mhm.
And I think maybe it's just cause-elect.
I mean,
Now,
you have a point there.
big word on that is maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, but I do believe Jason Garrett. It's been long enough, and I think Will Kane. We've mentioned him many
No,
times
yeah.
on this podcast. He has a great show. So if you want to go check that out,
ESPN.
Will Kane made a great point, and he's
Mhm.
a Cowboys fan too. He stated, "How can Jerry Jones, fire Tom Landry day one as an owner, and then allow a guy like Jason Garrett for 10 years to
Right.
stay?"
Yeah.
And I also think it's a situation of ego.
Mm.
Jerry Jones is way more in the news and way more responsible for the Cowboys if Jason Garrett ever does win with this team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, think about the guys before that who've had success before Jason Garrett. Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah.
Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy Johnson. Yeah.
I don't know why I said Jimmy. not the restaurant.
Always plug.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson, incredible coach. Won 2 Super Bowls with them.
89 to 92.
94.
No, 90. Yeah. 94.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls with them. Incredible coach, of course.
And Jerry Jones fired him after winning Super Bowls.
Of course, conflict of interest, and not happy with each other, didn't like each other,
Mm-hmm.
even though they were friends before that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they played football together.
It was just a situation of Jerry wanting to have a bigger ego and wanting to be responsible for this
Mhm.
team. Moving on, Barry Switzer, one Super Bowl or whatever, and then
Yeah.
he left because he was just getting old.
Yeah.
So he's besides the point.
We were also really overpowered that year. We had everybody.
It was essentially Jimmy Johnson's team.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Mhm.
Moving on, Bill Parcells, incredible coach. I love Bill Parcells. He's
Yeah.
one of my favorite coaches of all time.
He made Romo.
Obviously there was issues with him being a little hard on guys, and he was intense, but
Yeah.
he was an incredible coach.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, just had conflicts with Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Once you know it, he was out.
He was out. Yeah.
Finally, after that, Wade Phillips, the man who's won multiple Super Bowls in the past 10 years, because
Mhm.
he's just been an incredible coordinator.
Yeah.
He has pretty solid seasons with us, and then gone.
He's gone.
And then guess who's up next?
Jason Garrett.
Jason Garrett's had a longer stint than all those guys.
And it's 1-0.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Well, show me the playoff wins. Show me the playoff wins.
God. 2.
How many losses?
3.
He's had 5 playoff game appearances in 10 years.
And lost 3. This is a sad moment right now.
It's a moment of realization.
Yeah.
I mean,
look, man. I think we can just. I think we just gotta look at Jerry Jones here. This is big for Jerry Jones. This is a big decision for him and Stephen Jones. And honestly, I think Stephen Jones should make this decision because he's the future of the ownership anyway. So, get your stuff together, hire a new coach, or do what you need to do to make this team win.
You know what? Jerry Jones has so much of an ego that he made himself the president of operations and the GM of the team.
That's very
Just saying.
selfish, yeah, isn't it?
for a guy who's never ran a football team before, and of course he's ran it for the past 20 years or whatever.
Yeah.
But give it some diversity. Let an expert handle it.
Yeah.
You know, I like Louis Riddick from ESPN.
Mm-hmm.
Bald guy.
Yeah.
He's incredible. He knows what he's talking about. He's never really I've never seen him really been wrong on a prediction before.
Right.
So, I mean, he's incredible. He knows a good athlete when he sees one.
Mm-hmm.
Knows when they fit with the offense.
Right.
I think he would be a great pickup at GM.
No, yeah, but I mean,
But that's not gonna happen.
yeah, Jerry Jones hasn't talked anything about Jason Garrett's extension at all, his contract. So maybe that can lead up to Jerry Jones finally manning up and being like, Jason, look, give us 10 years, tried your best. It's over.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really do.
That would be great. But
So,
yeah, moving on.
verdict on that: Jason Garrett should be fired.
Quote us on that.
Moving on to NCAA. We're gonna be covering this past weekend, this upcoming weekend, because we missed an episode because
Yeah.
we're just trying to figure stuff out. This past weekend we had the Red River rivalry.
Texas OU, guys, you were there, yes?
Yeah, just out the cookout and stuff.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, UT offense looked a little stale this game. They started picking it up in the second half. Sam
Mhm.
started looking a bit more like Sam Ellinger.
But I think OU just had a big enough lead.
And their linebackers were way too fast, where it
Yeah.
just killed us.
Yeah.
So, I just got to give OU the
Yeah.
one.
Texas isn't a very good team from behind.
OU is legit this year, though. I think their defense is incredible this year, and I do have to say, coming from a UT fan, I think Jalen Hurts is an incredible quarterback.
Yeah, right.
So-
yeah. I just don't think he's going to win Heisman.
No, and I'll talk about that right now. A guy who I do think will win Heisman is Joe Burrow for LSU.
That man is balling out.
Joe Burrow is incredible. This past weekend, the LSU played against Florida.
It's a big game. I mean,
Florida was
it's
ranked- Florida was ranked 7th last week.
Mm-hmm.
Now ranked 9th after a loss to LSU, 42-28. This LSU team's probably the most well-rounded teams, one of the best well-rounded teams I've seen in a while. They have probably one of the best secondaries I've ever seen.
No, yeah, for sure.
Go
Go
Tigers.
Tigers.
Hold that Tiger. But their defensive line's incredible, and their linebacking core is insane. So,
yeah,
but
they always produce good linebackers.
First goes secondary.
No, yeah, dude, Joe Burrow, man, he's in his senior year. He's completing almost 80% of his passes, and his touchdown-interception ratio is 25-3.
There's a reason why he's the Heisman favorite.
And he's already
incredible.
Yeah, and he's already almost at 3,000 yards.
He's already picked up 2 big wins against 2 top schools in the nation, Florida and Texas, which,
Yeah.
granted, those rankings might fall later on, but
Mhm.
they were big teams at the time. So he's already showing that he can get big wins against big teams in primetime
Yeah, man.
games.
But hopefully he can show up in the big game, in the college playoff. So
First got to get past Auburn, Bama, and
I can see him get past Auburn, but Bama, that would be a good game.
that's going to be an incredible game.
Because
But
I feel like Burrow is better than Tua.
Bama dominated, their past couple games, but they haven't really played anyone good except
Yeah.
for A&M, who they beat 47-28. So I do think LSU should be ranked number 1, though.
Yeah, the best team in the country.
They're the only ones who really have quality wins and big wins over bigger teams.
Right.
So,
At their time.
and especially the way where they can easily score on other opponents is just incredible.
Yeah.
An SEC team that took a big loss this weekend.
Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia losing to the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Wow.
Big game. Big game for South Carolina. It's always a rivalry game between these two,
Yeah.
especially since I lived there. I remember the whole fan base, because
Mhm.
half of the fans where I lived were all Georgia fans, and the other half were South Carolina fans.
That's always fun.
So
Good rivalry.
yeah, it was always fun at like cookouts and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But South Carolina picked up a big win in OT, and Georgia missed the kick.
Dude, that is tough, man.
Homeboy with the
That-
goggles.
That has happened a lot this year in football. Like, a bunch of kickers are missing. Like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's just shocking. I don't know. I don't think Georgia really has shown me anything against.
I mean, they haven't been
teams.
they haven't been Georgia.
They haven't been tested at all this year.
Yeah.
So the fact that they finally got put against an opponent who, granted, was without their starting quarterback for half of the game because I think Helinski got injured.
Yeah,
Rest in peace to his brother.
right.
Yeah, Helinski was out of the half of the game, and then they brought in the backup, and
He just
still
came
got
back
it.
in, yeah.
He still got it done for South Carolina. So, I mean, hey,
Dude, it's
congrats
like,
to South Carolina.
He was like the game plan on the Disney Channel with The Rock, where he came back in the championship game.
Oh my God. You had to quote the game plan.
Yeah, dude, game plan is good.
Well,
It's better than the Tooth Fairy. Tell you that right now. Do you agree on that or no?
Larry the Cable Guy's Tooth Fairy. Thing of my nightmares.
Was there any more big games?
Moving on to the boys. Penn State. Penn State's still remaining undefeated after picking up a big win in Iowa, 17-12. It was a defensive slugfest. Iowa has one of the best defenses in the country.
Yeah, they always had the defense.
So the fact that Penn State picked up a big win here, especially with concerns over Sean Clifford's, his iffiness on big games and primetime games, because he hasn't really been tested like that before.
Right.
So
yeah, this is a big win. Good momentum. And did that move them up in the rankings at all? Since that was a decent win.
Yeah, they went up 3. So
Heck
they're chilling at 7 right now.
That's
And
nice.
now, upcoming weekend, they have a big game in Ann Arbor against Michigan. Or not in Ann Arbor. It's actually in Penn State. But yeah, expect Penn State to get really excited for that one.
We'll get into that later in the predictions.
Yeah. So
Is that? I feel like that's the only really big game.
that's about it, actually. Yeah. Let's go straight to predictions. 'Cause
Yeah,
we
all
got
right.
a lot to cover.
Yeah. Week
recap.
8.
Recap from last week.
Yeah.
So we had Rays versus Astros. I picked Astros and he picked Rays.
Astros won. Yeah. Rays lost fair and square.
So yeah.
That's sad.
BYU versus USF. USF beat BYU.
JD, number 1.
Congrats to Charlie Strong on that win. Arkansas versus UK.
Kentucky, bud. New starting quarterback. Oh God, what's his name? Oh, I forgot. But dude, that man is nice. I gotta look up his name. Yeah, I'm gonna do that while we're doing this.
Yeah, I picked Arkansas and UK won. Moving on, Redskins versus Miami. Redskins won. And then finally, Brazil versus Nigeria. And that game was actually a draw, so we both counted a point towards that.
Yeah, nice. And the score totals up to that 22-16. So, boys, I'm almost there. You scared, Gus?
No.
Oh, you're not nervous?
I'm still up by 6.
Oh.
Moving on to this weekend. This is
Yeah, this week's predictions. Week 8.
You better hope you do good this weekend. This is if you do good this weekend and beat me, that'll be a game changer.
Yeah. Hopefully so.
I hope you catch up to me.
Yeah. Michigan versus Penn State.
Yeah, Michigan versus Penn State. So like I said, I think this Penn State offense will get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just me being biased also because I enjoy this team.
Right.
Hamler's looking like one of the top receivers in the country, and I don't know. Michigan's looked iffy to me.
Michigan has looked iffy, but, Michigan usually always picks it up. So, I think they can do it. And they have the defenses to hold down Penn State.
Usually Michigan goes running, and then they hit a wall. So
Yeah. But no, I had Michigan. Gus has Penn State.
Yep.
Is that San Diego State and San Jose State?
Yeah, second game we got is San Diego State versus San Jose State.
Yeah, I'm going with San Diego State on that one.
Yeah, I think this is the second time we've had San Diego State in our predictions. And once again, I think I'm going with San Diego State.
Mhm.
I think San Diego State's always got a good running game.
Yeah.
They produce some good running backs. I still haven't watched a single San Diego State game, so I can't really speak on it. But I'm going with San Diego State. So is Jackson.
Yeah.
Moving on to some Premier League football. Liverpool versus Manchester United.
I got Man U.
I'm a Man U fan, but I got to go with Liverpool. Man U's hot garbage. They're going to be without Paul Pogba and David De Gea, their 2 biggest stars. So I'm gonna take Liverpool, the league leaders.
Yeah,
so,
we'll see, boys. Next, we have the Yankees and Houston tonight. Houston's winning. I don't like the Yankees, so yeah, go suck on that.
Go Astros.
Yeah,
Go Stros.
Yeah, that's really hard to say, but yeah.
I'll say that any day of the week over go Yankees. Ugh.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, go Stros tonight.
The last game, the Ravens versus Seattle. This is going to be a big game for Lamar Jackson. And I believe in Lamar Jackson, okay? Because Seattle's defense is okay, but I don't think they'll be able to stop Lamar Jackson all in the run game.
Lamar might look good for the highlight tapes, but overall in stats, he hasn't really shown me anything that is really incredible besides that first game of the season that he had against
the Dolphins.
The Dolphins. So, Plus, my MVP pick is on Seattle, and that's of course Russell Wilson.
Of course, yeah, he totally deserves it.
Russell Wilson's incredible.
He's
It's gonna
5-1.
it's gonna be between him and Christian McCaffrey, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think I'm gonna have to go with Christian McCaffrey though.
Christian McCaffrey, I feel like might be having a better year, but we'll see how long he keeps that going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Seattle here. I think Seattle will get it done. Their defense has played pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Especially with the addition of Jadeveon Clowney this year, they just.
Yeah, for sure.
They've been
But no, I
unstoppable.
do think it'll be a defensive game because the Ravens are always up there in the top 5, top 3 in defenses. So
After
I think they can do
Baltimore
it.
got destroyed by Cleveland, I've been kind of skeptical. So.
I mean, okay, but Cleveland has the talent. They just don't. They need the coach. Yes. Give Baker time.
Cleveland got destroyed
Give
by
Baker
multiple
time.
teams.
Give Baker time. That's all I'm saying.
Baker is the leader in like turnovers this year.
I know, dude, but you got to give him time. This is second year, okay?
He's got enough star athletes to help him out. He's already got Nick Chubb.
Well, it doesn't help if Odell can't catch nothing.
Odell's incredible. He just never targets him. How many targets did Odell have?
Maybe a few,
Exactly.
but I've seen a lot of drops. Yes.
Yeah, by what? David Njoku?
No, by Odell.
How many drops have you seen by Odell?
Dude, in this past week's game, or the last game I watched, I saw like 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
3. I'll say 3. I'm confident with 3.
And where were those drops at?
Like second or third down.
No. I meant on the field. Were they on the sideline? Were they?
I mean, they were close to the sideline, but not really. Kind of like more like kind of in the middle, like
'Cause I saw
midfield.
one where it flew past him, and
Yes, there was some where Baker overthrew him,
then
but there was also
barely
some like
touched
right
it.
here, or right here, and he got mad at himself one time. He was like,
I don't know. Baker Mayfield hasn't shown me anything to be a good quarterback, so
yeah.
that's just me.
Just quote me on it. Give him time. But yeah, boys, I think that'll conclude Game Day Everyday. 49.5. Kind of a short NFL segment. Kind of a short episode today. But yeah. So I guess we'll see you in 51 after we get 50 out. So yeah, we'll see you 51, boys.
Adios.